I was thrilled to be asked to come over and offer a few thoughts today to really think about how we bring all this together. We've heard some amazing talks this morning. I have to say, for me, it's really a treat to be able to come to something like this and sit and listen to good panels and good speakers all day, because it's way better than being in my office just answering a million emails, I'll tell you. Love to listen to it. So I'm just going to real quickly, in less than 10 minutes, offer up a few thoughts. And first of all, you might think, being from the University of California, it's really about research and teaching and education, and in our case, extension, and it very much is. That's where we do a lot of work. And if you look over here on the left, you see what typically we're pretty well known for. You know, new tech, crops, new food, nutrition, etc. But what we're really trying to look at moving forward, and have been for the last several years, is over here on the right, on the bottom, where we're really looking at the synergies between working across things like community well-being. That's a really lofty goal, but what does it mean? Well, it means a lot of those pieces on the left. But how do you put them together? Recovery, resiliency, compliance, competitiveness, growth, all of this. And to get there, what we're looking at within the university system is this thing called transdisciplinary. I actually like that term better than interdisciplinary because it's much broader. And it really focuses on the fact that if we're going to solve the challenging issues we are facing, all of them, we've got to break out of our stovepipes, out of our disciplinary thinking, which is something campuses love to do, particularly a high-level research institution like the University of California. It's kind of our bread and butter to a certain degree. But what we're finding is that having the engineers speak to the biologists, to the economists, to the social sciences, having them on teams together when we're looking at these challenges, really is what's critically important. You've heard a few people here mention ag tech today. You know, ag tech is great. We can build machines, the engineers can, that maybe pick the fruit. But the reality is they're not going to work unless a plant breeder has spent anywhere from 5 to 15 or more years breeding new varieties of that particular plant or crop so that it can be machine harvested. There's very much a synergy there that all too often people try to take shortcuts and they don't work. And that last point about the really high costs of R&D, we all know that. It doesn't matter if it's agriculture or broadband or medical or whatever, research and development is expensive. And we're blessed to be here in the US where we as a people recognize that decades ago and have always made very significant large investments in research. Whether it's our National Institute in Food and Health, our National Science Foundation, our National Institute of Health, whatever. We've made those kind of investments and it's paid off for us. It provides us the quality of life and many of the answers and solutions and new tech that we enjoy. I would say, though, when we talk about regions rising together and some of the other issues you've heard about today, there's another type of transdisciplinary, and that's where we really try to find the synergies between academia, government, and the private sector. Now, I've thrown a few little logos on this page. Frankly, I could throw a couple hundred of them. In fact, I literally could. I have MOUs with over 300 entities just simply to do the job I'm in right now. But what we do is we really do try to figure out how to find the right folks, the right office, the right team putting together on whatever the issue may be. And that's particularly important nowadays as we as a nation and as a state are looking at trying to put big money into big solutions. Because to have those big solutions come about, we need that transdisciplinary team. We need our best and brightest from every single part of our sectors out there working on it. And a great example that's been going on here in California for the last 15 years is this Central Valley Ag Plus. And yeah, it's not your counties, but your counties have gotten an awful lot of good out of this, because what we did there as kind of a first of its kind in the nation, really, was we focused on food and beverage manufacturing and made sure that all the people at the table included workforce, new markets, infrastructure, supply chains, access to capital, financing, and of course, research and development. And that they were at the table together, they were talking to each other, they were recognizing what each other's roadblocks were, they were helping each other get past those roadblocks, and it has really helped us grow this sector. And also from this sector, learn things that is now helping other sectors. That's one of the main things we do with cooperative extension in this state is we do a lot of research, but we also make a point of making sure that research, that knowledge, those new technologies get into your hands, whatever the subject may be. Building off of this, a really exciting project that just kicked off this last year, and again, it's over the hills from y'all, but it's a great example of F3. This, you probably, I know this region actually applied for Build Back Better because we were part of your application. I think we had cooperative extension written into at least a half a dozen of the applications that went into that. And this is the one that got the largest grant in the nation, this Fresno Merced Future of Food. It's got everything. It's got the research and development over here in the green. Down in the blue, 8 community colleges working on workforce. The orange is something we're directly administering. All of us are working with each other across all 3 of these gears. We're doing that local farm and food innovation, really looking at supply chains. And the whole idea here is to really look at this as a cluster, as a regional industry cluster we can build upon, find that leveraging, find those synergies, et cetera. Now, what does that mean for y'all? Oh, one more example, and then I'll get back to y'all. Another example we're doing down south, our hub for urban living that we're putting together out of our South Coast Research and Extension Center, located smack in the middle of Orange County, where we're looking at what are all the impacts affecting the urban living, water, human-wildlife interactions. Actually, this particular Research Extension Center hosts the Rodent Academy, because believe it or not, rats are a big issue in this state. And particularly right now, you're going to be seeing a lot of rat action as we try to figure out how to divert food waste from the landfills. So we're putting scientists on that to figure out the solution. And it's a lot of other interactions too, coyotes, bed bugs, it's all out there. But hey, don't you want us finding a solution for that? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, oddly enough, we have a library of hundreds of YouTube videos on all kinds of subjects. The second most watched is how to graft different apple varieties onto one apple tree. That's the second most watched. You know what the first most watched is? Dealing with bed bugs, and it's in Spanish. #1 most watched video in our entire library. Hey, there's a need, we gave answers, people are finding solutions. That's what we're trying to do here too. We're trying to find solutions for like urban forestry. We lose urban forests, we have heat sinks. We've got quality of life problems. It just exacerbates climate change. So this is an example of where we're trying to bring a lot of partners together, find those solutions. And then when it comes to y'all, I had fun making up this slide. For you guys here, this region, MBEP, because there's so much going on that we're already engaged in and we're excited to be more engaged in. And I think everybody in this room, you may or may not have thought about how you might interact with some of these other industry clusters. I actually sometimes use a slide that shows the food value chain going through from, early stage to planting, to growing a crop, harvesting it, processing it, getting the consumer. It's a chain. And in that chain, we basically are looking where there's a roadblock, a problem, we fix it. But along that chain, all these other clusters touch it. And how you interact with those industry clusters, finding solutions is critically important. This region has got such opportunity. We are so excited to be part of the whole avionics work, both up here and your 3 counties to the south of you, as part of your Central Coast Rising. The robotics and ag tech, we just recently put some new folks here to do work on avionics, robotics, and ag tech. I'm in conversations with UC Santa Cruz. Cindy LaRive is such an amazing partner, and the whole work they're doing at MBEST here on that kind of work. We're looking to see what we can do more on. Similarly, as we look at aviation, and they want to go to zero emission, we're talking hydrogen. And I myself am very excited about the potential for biohydrogen. This state has a biomass problem, and it's not just the forests, it's agriculture, it's municipalities. We got a lot of biomass. And currently, the way we deal with it costs a lot of money. What if we were to find ways to make good use of that biomass that could be profitable? Get it into things like biohydrogen, bioplastics. Every single thing that's made from petroleum currently can be made from biomass. Plastics, biofuels, everything. Advanced wood products for our buildings. Then there's outdoor rec and tourism, huge, huge things here on the coast. And then last but certainly not least for me, food and agriculture. So we're looking for where we can find those synergies among these industry clusters, and they touch upon everything else you heard this morning, broadband, housing, everything. So with that, I'm going to stop because I think the point I've made is lots of opportunity, transdisciplinary. We want to work with you, and I think we want to help you find those opportunities to be transdisciplinary yourself. We were part of helping write those large grants that F3 got and several others. In fact, we just recently put together a large grant for 4 states and received $35 million to stand up the Southwest Regional Food Business Support Center that's going to be providing a lot of assistance on regional food systems for California, Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. We're really excited about this. So with that, I will stop and encourage you to go spend some time on our website and reach out to us because we really do want to partner with y'all and help facilitate this kind of transdisciplinary partnership work that really does serve us all. Thank you.